In the early 2000s, Netflix told us that the era of the linear gatekeeper was dead. No more waiting until 8 p.m. on a Thursday to watch your favorite show. No more unskippable commercial breaks. No more paying $120 a month for 500 channels of pure filler just to watch one live sporting event. Netflix was the anti-cable, a digital place for uninterrupted entertainment. But look at Netflix today, in 2026. Unskippable high-frequency ad loads, live weekly sports broadcasts, scheduled programming, the aggressive cancellation of highbrow, risky art in favor of low-cost, endless reality TV loops. The disruption is officially over. Netflix didn't kill cable TV, it is transforming into it. To understand how a tech revolutionary turns into a corporate dinosaur, we first have to examine the original sin, the myth of sustainable disruption. For more than a decade, Netflix operated under a single rule. Growth matters, profits do not. Netflix was funded during the golden age of zero interest rates. Wall Street poured billions into the company, not because Netflix was making money, but because it was acquiring users. This endless flow of cheap capital allowed Netflix to build an artificial ecosystem. They could spend $1 million on a single season, release all 10 hours at midnight on a Friday, let users binge watch it over a weekend without a single commercial break, and then do it all over again the next month. It was a ticking time bomb. This model created a toxic phenomenon known in the tech industry as subscriber churn. Because Netflix dropped entire seasons at once, consumers learned how to game the system. A user would subscribe for 1 month, hyper binge Stranger Things or Squid Game, cancel their subscription the next day, and rotate over to HBO Max or Disney Plus. By the time interest rates went up and the market matured in the mid-2020s, Netflix hit a wall. The pool of new users left to acquire ran dry. The era of easy growth was over. Netflix was left holding a massive, multi-billion-dollar content production machine with no way to pay for it under the original rules. When a tech giant loses its ability to grow outward, it has no choice but to squeeze inward. It must transition from an innovation model to an extraction model. To stop the bleeding from subscriber churn, Netflix executives had to look backward. They needed a type of content that couldn't be binged and discarded. They needed content that forced you to stay hooked to the screen at a specific time on a specific day, week after week. When Netflix purchased the rights to stream live events like the NFL or major live entertainment, they were buying the ultimate anti-churn weapon. You cannot wait 3 months to binge watch a football game or a live combat sports event. Its entire cultural value exists within a specific 2-hour window. You have to keep your subscription active month after month to catch the season. But live television was only phase 1. Phase 2 was the ultimate, the ad-supported tier. And here is the dirty secret of the entertainment industry. An ad-supported user is worth significantly more to the bottom line than a premium subscriber. Let's look at the math. If a user pays $23 a month for a premium, ad-free plan, Netflix gets exactly $23. That's the hard ceiling. But if a user switches to a cheaper $7 ad-supported tier, Netflix doesn't lose any money. In 2026, advertisers are willing to pay very high rates, known as high CPMs, to reach Netflix's highly segmented digital audience. By charging the user a base fee and billing corporate brands to display ads to them, Netflix didn't launch an ad-supported plan to offer consumers a budget-friendly option. It launched it because it realized that advertising is far more lucrative than selling pure, uninterrupted content. This shift is part of a broader, recurring pattern in business history, the concept of strategic decay. Every world-altering tech company goes through 2 distinct life cycles. Phase 1 is led by the ideologues and creators, the visionaries who burn capital recklessly to break an old system. Phase 2 is led by the optimizers and bureaucrats, the executives whose only job is to protect the empire, stabilize the margins, and please Wall Street. We saw it with Apple when it transitioned from the creative leaps of Steve Jobs to the hyper-optimized, iterative supply chain of Tim Cook. We saw it with SpaceX as its narrative expanded from a pure, idealistic Mars colony mission to becoming a critical, highly profitable utility for Starlink satellite infrastructure and defense AI. By the way, I have already made videos that cover these topics deeper. I invite you to watch them. Now we are witnessing it with Netflix. The algorithm is no longer tuned to help you find the next groundbreaking film. It is optimized to create this thing called background television. Shows designed to be just entertaining enough that people don't turn them off, but generic enough that they require minimal creative risk and budget. The company's internal numbers have never been stronger when it comes to free cash flow, but Wall Street is no longer buying blind promises. Right now, in 2026, Netflix's stock is trapped in a brutal decline of over 40% from its historic highs. And don't let the raw chart fool you. Following a massive 10-for-1 stock split late last year that artificially masked the nominal price drop, the underlying reality is clear. Investors are aggressively punishing the financial risk and uncertainty of this new direction. The great streaming revolution of the 2000s didn't actually liberate us. It simply decentralized the entertainment industry for a brief moment in time and then consolidated itself right back into the exact same structure it tried to escape.